Hello guys. Welcome to Top Anime Sensei. This video is the continuation video after tournament final and the dungeon opening. So if you have not watched the previous parts, then please watch them. The links are in the description. So without any further delay, let's start. But before we start, please like, subscribe and press the bell icon for more updates. Chapter 5. After the festival. On the last night of the festival, we made sure to go out with a bang, hosting a grand banquet. Chefs like Shuna and Yoshida-san were going all out to provide us with some breathtaking and extremely luxurious cuisine. Perhaps some new relationships had sprouted over the past 3 days since I could see nobles having a great time together. Right, except for Veldora, Ramirez, and Milam staying inside the labyrinth. People like Carrion, Frey, and Midley all came to attend. Everyone was enjoying the night cheerfully. Visiting merchants, adventurers, nearby farmers, and the town residents were all enjoying the food and drinks in harmony. None of the stores were charging service fees tonight. It was a rowdy scene with people drinking and singing all evening. Everyone seemed to have lowered their guard. Monsters and humans alike. All were happily enjoying the night. It's a shame it's going to be over so soon. Starting tomorrow, everyone would be back to work. The thought of it made me sad yet excited at the same time. Even if I wasn't the only one thinking along those lines, everyone was enjoying the moment. Maybe this is what happiness looks like. Watching this joyous scene, I sincerely hoped that this peace could last a long time. And just like that, the night quickly passed. After everything that happened, the festival was finally over. In Gobta's absence, Rigor was kept busy taking care of security. The roads could barely contain the flood of visitors returning to their own countries. Wouldn't you have wanted to sleep until noon on the day after the festival? Haha, Rimuru-sama. Those foolish enough to lose themselves to things such as alcohol can't manage the security force. Rigor was earnest, as expected from Rigord's son. If it were Gobta, I'm certain that he would have said something along the lines of I wanted to sleep until the afternoon for at least the day after the festival. Although I myself felt the same way, which is why I often spoil the guy by accident, it's for the best if I just don't bring this up. Unlike Gobta, Rigor swiftly ordered his subordinates to move without a single complaint. Thanks to his efforts, we were able to move the guests without any big problems. That's right. Today was the day I gave out gold coins as payments. Over 100 merchants gathered at the conference room. Currently, Rigord and Muirmiles were sent to do the explanation, but it seemed about time for me to take the stage as well. As I arrived at the conference room, there were noises of arguing coming out of there already. As I've said before, we will pay up the fee in time, so please calm down and wait. Are you saying so just to deceive us? We've already waited until the festival ended. Pay us our money right now. Hold on for just a moment please. You all have a point, but is it possible for you all just to sell me a favor? Indeed. Are you planning to destroy our reputation after we have already introduced you to our friend Muirmiles? Let's not put it that way, my lord. After all, we only wish to be paid by the amount promised by them. That's why I'm asking you to wait for another moment. This country is not going to run or disappear. They've already said that they have other means of paying than through dwarven gold coins. No way we'd believe that. Yes, that's right. Pay up already. It seemed like Muirmiles' friends, the big store merchants, were stepping up to comfort the retailers. Although they may have just been acting in accordance with the way of a merchant, I still felt very happy about it. It showed that Muirmiles had keen eyes when examining a person's character. Now, everyone, how about we all calm down? I am Muse, the representative for the Kingdom of Guston. Even the people of the Monster Kingdom wouldn't dare repudiate the debts of those people. Am I correct, Muirmiles? Looks like there is some big shot here. Representative of the Kingdom of Guston, in other words, does it mean he's a noble from the trade nation Guston near Ingratia? Yes, that is correct. But, although Guston was not a big nation, this was still the Duke of the Kingdom. Noblemen were already of high social status, and to have the title of Duke implied he was some big-shot nobleman. Then I hope that you will reassure these people quickly. Let us proceed according to the international charter designed by the Western nations and conclude the payment as soon as possible. Looked like Duke Musa was not only a powerful nobleman, but a gentleman in negotiation. While Muirmiles was a key figure in our country, as of now, he was not given neither a title of nobility nor a status. He was someone who was serving as my substitute and had only temporarily been given authority. While Rigord was present as well, not only did he remember Muirmiles' name, he even responded to him personally. For a noble to remember a commoner's name, While most nobles would not be able to remember, even those who did remember would probably just act ignorant to abide by the noble way. This was something I heard from Murmiles. I could only imagine that he himself was the one most shocked at the scene. Please hold up a second, Duke Muse-sama. We said from the start, when signing the contracts, that we will be paying according to the custom, and naturally the custom is. Murmiles, I don't really care about those minor details. It's the same to these merchants for whatever you were going to say. Trust is the most valued aspect in an exchange between nations. And trust only cedes when both sides follow through with their promises, isn't that the case? What you said was correct. But, shut it. These people made a deal with your people because they trusted you. Are you perhaps planning on insulting this trust? Of course not. But we have our reasons as well. Hey, I see how it is now. Murmiles, luckily enough, I got a solution to your worries. Would you mind having a chat with me in private? Rigard-san over there can come as well. Ah, now we can confirm. This had unfolded just as Elmesia predicted. Now we can win with ease. What do you mean? Murmiles was acting in a meticulous way. As expected from an experienced merchant, he was both bold and great at acting. Just like me, he had already realized the truth, yet he continued the conversation without a change in expression. Well then, let's move out. There is no point in just listening here, so let's just quickly resolve this mess. Diablo pushed the door open with great force. There will be no need for that, I announced while entering the room. Benimaru and Shion followed. Diablo entered last and quietly closed the door. Have we kept you all waiting for too long? The arguing here just now sounded quite intense. Benimaru glared at the merchants as he finished. Surprised by my appearance, the merchants turned blue upon hearing those words. They probably assumed that I would leave the matter entirely to Rigard and Murmiles to handle. But now that I had shown up with my executives like this, these people didn't know how to react. Demon Lord Rimuru-sama has arrived. Salute at this instant, Rigard said while giving the merchants a hard glare. Some of them immediately stood up and bowed in salute. But at least half of the people instead looked at me with confusion. They simply sat in their chairs and observed the situation. Well, for retailers that did not get proper education such as the nobles, this was probably how they would react in such circumstances. Even Duke Muse tried to stand up, but I spoke out to stop them. No need to abide by the formality, Rigard. After I said that with a smiling face, I glanced around the conference room. I could see not only the merchants, but also disguised reporters. It seemed like in the case of our nation doing anything inappropriate, they would go back to their respective country to report the matter. But we were already informed about that. They couldn't expect that some of the more friendly reporters had already let Diablo in on the plot beforehand. Kufufufu, how very moving for them to have such a thought. Diablo complimented the reporters with this line, but they only seemed to respond with a numb smile out of fear. They had probably experienced something horrible in the past and had sworn not to antagonize Diablo. That's the strong will that was giving off with their reaction. They may have received some form of threat, but that was between the reporters and Diablo. I shouldn't really ask too much about the matter. I see it is Your Majesty Rimuru. A pleasure to meet you. I sincerely apologize for only greeting you just now. Duke Muse had quite the style of a nobleman as he bowed elegantly. So you are Duke Muse of the Gustan Kingdom. Why are you here? Shouldn't you have no business here? I smiled and said the line that I prepared. There was no need for me to be timid just because he was a nobleman, so I responded quite smoothly. Practice and rehearsal sure are important. The thing was, a lot of these people were trading with your nation for the first time. They came complaining to me about how their legitimate rights were despised upon. It is the duty of a nobleman to protect my citizens. So I came despite knowing the rudeness of my intervention in order to have a verdict on the matter. How shameless. This guy's a wolf in sheep's clothing. Although with that being said, I'm not any better than him, except that I'm a slime, so I'm pretty transparent. I see. How tireless of you. But there's one strange thing I must say. Murmiles over there said that our nation has a big enough budget to afford the payment, but there was a delay in the final transaction. How was that the case? Well, about that. It's because these people would only accept dwarven gold coins. Murmiles was a good actor. He pretended to panic upon hearing my question and tried to explain, but he was interrupted by Duke Muse. That is only natural. Murmiles, if you were a licensed merchant in Bloomint Kingdom in the past, you should be well versed in the international charter with regards to trade. Unlike whatever rubbish that's been carried out in that Freedom Association, these people only trust dwarven gold coins, Duke Muse explained calmly to back up the merchants gathered here. He was definitely acting like a neutral third party with good intentions on purpose, trying to mend the matter for us and sell me a favor. That's why no matter how you looked at his attitude now, it would appear justified. But this is no different from forcing others to follow their rules. I quickly glanced at Diablo. Having understood, Diablo smiled and nodded back in response. Now we have everything prepared. I see. So that's how it is. I was wondering what happened when I heard that reporters from all the nations gathered here. So this is for something this minor. So Rimuru-sama, please just leave me to handle it. Seeing the pressure coming from Benimaru, some of the merchants were terrified. Everything seemed to be going according to plan. They were taking the bait that we were pressuring them into submission. And that's it. Thank you so much for watching. And if you guys have not watched the previous parts, then please watch them. The links are in the description. And don't forget to like, subscribe and press the bell icon for more updates.